something else you're searching for. I'm falling. For change. And in the bad times I fear myself.
Tell me something more. Are you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Is it hard keeping?
Good evening and welcome. I would like to thank everyone who has joined us this evening to celebrate the graduation of West Leyden High School's class of 2019. At this time, we have a couple of requests for our audience. We ask that you please silence your cell phones. Also, we love that you may have brought little ones to join us today, but if they begin to cry, we ask that you take them to the foyer until they are ready to join us again. Thank you. Please rise and join the Leyden High School Band under the direction of Mr. Bryan Miller, Miss Abigail Cott, Miss Stacy Cunningham, and Mr. Philip Brownlee in the singing of our national anthem.
Please be seated. Thank you. Good evening and welcome. My name is Tatiana Banuma, principal at West Leyden High School. The class of 2019 joins us thanking Mayor Bradley Stevens, the Village of Rosemont, and from the theater, Mr. Pat Nagel and Mr. Ed Bello. Their collective support and graciousness has allowed us to again hold our commencement ceremony in what is a true first world class facility. I would also like to thank our district administration, our superintendent, Nick Poliak, our building administration, and our Board of Education, who live by doing what's best for our kids. We're very fortunate to work with individuals who dedicate their time and energy to providing our students with the best educational experience possible. Before I address the class of 2019, I would like to take a minute to thank Leyden's faculty and staff, if they can please stand. Our faculty and staff have a passion for what they do and work tirelessly to connect with our students and to engage them in meaningful curriculum that will prepare them for their future. We appreciate what they do each and every day, and also appreciate that they're here to celebrate this wonderful evening with you and your family. Thank you. In addition, I'd like to honor two special members of our school family who together have been here for many, many years and dedicated years of service at Leyden, who will also be graduating with the class of 2019. We have two wonderful teachers that have been with us in the One Life in Life program. Sue Riccio, I know she's here as well. She's been working with our Life students in the transition program for many years and has had a huge impact on that program and the school overall. Sue, thank you for all that you've done. Next, I'd like to recognize Ms. Berger. Ms. Berger has been in our family consumer sciences. She started actually as a math teacher, but most of our students know her. Yes, you do, yes, there you go, yeah. No need for an introduction. She has taught our culinary classes, our advanced catering, caters a lot of our school events. So parents, those of you who have been at our school and been to catering events, that is the group that she teaches. And so ever popular Javacino that they put together. So Val, thank you so much for all that you have done. We're gonna miss both of you, Sue and Val, greatly. Thank you. Parents, guardians, and families, the celebration has a special meaning. It's certainly a reflection and culmination of your unwavering support, dedication, patience, and love. You have raised great kids, and I can only imagine how proud you are today to see the young men and women that they have become. Thank you for entrusting your sons and daughters to us over the past 4 years. Thank you. To the class of 2019, something special happened on August 11, 2015. On August 11, 2015 was our first day at West Leyden High School. It's hard to believe that 4 years have gone by. I still remember as if it was yesterday. I remember that we were playing the song, we're gonna make this place your home incessantly, remember that? As we welcome you for freshman orientation. And that is what we wanted to do. We wanted to make this your home away from home. It was also the first day that we ever opened up our courtyard for lunch, and you were able to enjoy that and be the first class to do that. Needless to say, there were countless memories associated with you that came after that first day. You have overcome tremendous challenges and have been able to achieve amazing things over a short 4 years. Collectively, you've supported one another and proven to the world that you're ready for the next phase. It was shared with me as of Friday. You have together earned almost $7 million in scholarships. Congratulations. This is a reflection of your work over the last 4 years and that it has definitely paid off. Very impressive. We're very proud of you for the work that you've done. My wish for you as you move forward, as you leave Leyden after today, is the same wish that I have for my own children. My wishes are pretty simple, really. It is my hope that you stay healthy and find happiness and success in whatever you decide to do in life. Just like my own children, though, I know better than to think that I can stand up here and try to give you advice. So instead, I'll share a few thoughts by someone who has a ton more experience and is much more articulate than I could ever be. His name is Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor who is probably best known for being one of the most important Stoic philosophers. Hang in there with me for a minute. I promise this is not going to be an English or a social studies lesson. Marcus Aurelius was the author for the book Meditations. For me, the most fascinating thing about this book is that he was actually not trying to write a book. This was a collection of his personal thoughts. It was a personal notebook, writings that he wrote to himself, as he expressed. I guess one could say that he was journaling or writing on a diary. Marcus Aurelius came to power through a series of family tragedies that left him without a father and to lead an empire. He was an unusual emperor in the sense that he was someone who was a leader of an empire, yet he was really working hard to find personal balance through philosophy and lessons from day-to-day life. He was focused on virtues like tolerance, kindness, self-restraint, and humility. His advice to himself was useful and wise then, and I believe that they're still relevant today. He basically believed that one can be a good person if he or she has good principles. One of the first principles that he addressed in the book is to be grateful. So the first chapter, the entire chapter, was dedicated to being grateful. Take a couple of minutes and think about all the people that you'd like to thank if you had the opportunity right now. In his book, he thanked his grandfather for teaching him character, his father for teaching him integrity, his mother for teaching to be generous and to live simply, and his teachers who taught him the value of hard work and discipline. In the next chapters, he explored many themes, including mindfulness, equality, objectivity, and civic duty. As the themes unfold, he shares the values and principles that he chose to live by. Principle number 2, if it's not right, do not do it. If it's not true, do not say it. Principle number 3, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself in the way of your thinking. Principle number 4, don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one. Principle number 5, happiness of life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard them accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions of unsuitable virtue. Principle number 6, do every act of your life as though it were the last act of your life. And that is one of my favorites. What we do now echoes into eternity. Principle number 7, you have the power over mind, not over outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Principle number 8, practice even what seems impossible. For example, the left hand is useless at almost everything if you're a righty, that was not on the book, for lack of practice, but it guides the reins better than the right from practice. And principle number 10, perfection of character is this, to live each day as if there was your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. These are a few of his principles. What are the principles that you would like to choose and live by? How will they impact you and those around you? These are the questions that you'll be able to answer in years to come. In the meantime, I would like to leave you with one last quote by this philosopher. Class of 2019, you embarked, you set sail, you made port. Go ashore now. Go ashore. This is your time to explore, to be courageous, to take risks, and to take risks of things that are worth taking risks for. Continue to be eager, dedicated, spirited, responsible, humble, and focused, which all of you are. This is what this class is all about. Continue to have the strength and the courage to explore and to surprise yourself. Follow your principles, and you will make your own history. Class of 2019, on behalf of the West Leyden administrators, faculty, and staff, it has been truly an honor and a privilege to have worked alongside you for the last 4 years. Thank you and congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Poliak, who will share his inspirational speech, The Road.
Good evening. On behalf of the school board, administration, faculty, and staff at Leyden, I would like to welcome all of you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2019. There are thousands of people in the room tonight, and each one of us has followed a different road through our lives. Some stretches are smooth, some are filled with bumps and potholes. Sometimes the skies are clear, and other times we're driving in the snow or the rain. As a Leyden graduate, I want to remind you that your road continues after tonight. This isn't the end of your road, it's merely a bend in your road. You cannot yet see what lies around the corner, but I promise you that your families, your teachers, and administrators have prepared you for whatever you will encounter. As you travel your road, you will encounter people who need your help. Maybe they need a ride, maybe they've run out of gas, or maybe they have a flat tire. Take the time to take care of the other people in your life. The road is more enjoyable when we take care of one another. I wish I had time to tell you about all the roads that our graduates have followed, but I would like to highlight 3 students from this outstanding graduating class. First, I'd like to introduce you to Eric Escobedo. They didn't clap like that for me, Eric. When people tell you that they are animal lovers, you can usually expect to hear whether they are cat people or dog people. Eric's family has always had a dog and 1 or 2 cats in the house, but they've also had 10 to 20 birds as well. Their literal flock has been made up of parakeets, finches, canaries, and a parrot named Polly. Polly has been Eric's protector growing up. When people even fake as if they're fighting with him, Polly comes to his defense. Eric has lived in Melrose Park his whole life, with his parents, his 2 older sisters, and his 2 older brothers. For the majority of his early years, he attended Petrini Elementary and Hester Junior High School. He told me that he had fun in elementary school and had some good friends, but that he didn't try very hard. In junior high, he started trying a little harder, and he distanced himself from some friends who were beginning to make some poor decisions. Eric told me that there has always been sickness in his household. Specifically, his father and his siblings have had to deal with diabetes and arthritis. However, during junior high, something else happened. His mother, Maria, was diagnosed with colon cancer. She had surgery and was treated and given a clean bill of health. A couple years later, the cancer came back, and this time it was in her liver and her spleen. She had surgery once again, but the cancer had begun to spread throughout her body. Over the past couple years, Eric would come to school all day and then head to the hospital to be with his mother. He kept up this schedule every day until his mother passed away earlier this year. Eric told me about his mom, saying she was the best, strong and forgiving. She always had a smile on her face, and she never gave up, all the way to the end. As Eric was dealing with his mother's illness throughout his time at Leyden, he explained that many of our staff members stepped up as important influences in his life. When he started at Leyden, he was in some of our remedial classes, and he met Mrs. Kraft as his case manager. He made it his goal to be moved up into mainstream courses, and she was the very first teacher to recommend him moving up a level in science. By the end of his sophomore year, he had accomplished his goal, and he was in higher level courses. He said that Mrs. Kraft has been there helping him all 4 years. When his mother's health began to take a turn in his sophomore year, his counselor, Mr. Jackson, stepped in and suggested that Eric come out for the tennis team. At first, his response was that he was not a tennis player. Over the past 3 years, he has really come to love the game, and he will always remember when he got into the lineup and earned his first win as a junior. This year, Eric was given the Eagle Award by his team for being the hardest worker. he and his doubles partner finished the season taking second place in the conference meet. Eric also referenced the impact from Mrs. Berger, Mr. Pachkowski, and Mrs. Coglianese. They've been role models, and he thanks them for not giving up on him. As a senior this year, Eric has taken anatomy and physiology, medical careers, cuisine chef, and advanced catering. He even won a Fern Award for personal achievement last year. He would like to take this positive momentum and become the first person in his family to graduate from college. He will be attending Triton College next year, planning to study to become a registered nurse. Eric explained to me that after all the time he spent in the hospital with his mother, he values the work done by the hospital staff to take care of people. He wants to give back because of all the people who have supported his family. He also told me, practically speaking, he knows this career path is safe because we won't be replacing nurses with robots anytime soon. You might have noticed that Eric has also been very involved with our culinary program at Leyden. He and I have seen each other at plenty of events where he and his classmates have helped organize, prepare, and serve meals. If you know Eric's family, this isn't surprising because his father, Leo, worked as a cook for many years before retiring. Eric said that he wants to be like his dad because he never stops working hard, he never gives up, and he always finds a way to get things done. Eric, I'm sure that your father and your friends and family here tonight are incredibly proud of you. I also believe that your mother is watching over you. You told me about her smile. I have to imagine that the thought of you pursuing a career and taking care of others has put a permanent smile on her face. We're excited for you to move forward and take those next steps. Best of luck, Eric. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Precious Bowling. The word precious means of great value, not to be wasted or treated carelessly. In some ways, Precious's story shows great value because of the amount of people in her life. She has 7 siblings, parents, step-parents, grandparents, amazing teachers, and more. In other ways, her experiences have felt like the opposite of that definition of her name. She has been mistreated and harmed in some awful ways. When Precious was born, her parents sent her to live with her grandfather, James Bowling, and his wife, Darlene. She lived with them in Des Plaines until she was 5 years old. She recalls that her mother visited her there, and that some of her best early memories came from being at the White Hen Pantry store that her grandfather owned. At the age of 6, she moved in with her mother, her stepfather, her grandmother, and her half-brothers and sisters in Glendale Heights. Even though she told me that her 4th grade teacher was a wonderful protector, she felt like she wasn't liked by the students and teachers in her school. She experienced bullying because of her weight and because of the perceptions people had about her family. It felt to Precious like everyone knew that her home contained issues related to drug addiction, alcoholism, and physical abuse. Those very real issues came to a head one day when Precious was 9 years old. A knock on the front door that December revealed an agent from the Department of Child and Family Services. All 5 children in their home were taken away that night. They were split up between 2 different foster homes. Precious said that she and her half-brothers, Matthew and Robert, moved into a big house in a nice neighborhood. Their foster parents were nice to them during that month in their home. However, one night, Precious was sexually assaulted by their 15-year-old son. She explained to me that people didn't believe her, and she turned to self-harm and cutting to manage her emotions. Under the supervision of DCFS, she was able to see her mother and her own siblings for Christmas that year in the play area of a local McDonald's. She eventually went back home to finish 4th grade before going to spend the summer with her father. That summer trip turned into a more permanent spot when DCFS again came in and removed her siblings from the home in Glendale Heights. This move brought Precious to Roy School for 5th grade and Manheim Middle School for grades 6 through 8. She recalls more negativity from students about being the new kid and about her weight, but her father supported her through that time. When she came to Leyden, she began to develop consistency and find her curricular passions. With 3 years of perfect attendance, she fell in love with courses in our business and culinary departments. During her sophomore year, Leyden started a new event called Writers' Week. Precious had written a memoir about her life experiences, and she was selected to share it out loud in front of an auditorium of her peers. Her classmates not only cheered her for her writing and her bravery, a number of them also came up to her afterwards and apologized for some of the ways they had treated her in the past. I'd like to say that this positive trajectory carried straight through to graduation tonight. Sadly, that wasn't the case. In March of her junior year, she was again the victim of sexual assault, this time by a boyfriend. Her stepmother was a strong support for her during that difficult time in her life. When Precious returned for her senior year, our West Leyden construction project had just wrapped up. We created a new area for a student-run coffee bar, and Precious told me with pride about her role as one of the managers there. Mr. Hayworth, her accounting teacher, helped her set up systems to maintain inventory and set pricing as they got everything started this year. She told me about the role played by Mrs. Berger in her life. She explained that Mrs. Berger is amazing and like a third mother to her. Precious now stands before you tonight as a graduate. She's back living with her mother, who has been clean and sober for the past 3 years. She received a scholarship from Mrs. Berger to help her with her future goals. She will be pursuing an accounting degree through Southern New Hampshire University while working at Sally Beauty. She also has aspirations to eventually attend both beauty school and culinary school. One day she might use those skills with her accounting background to open up her own business. Precious, you are one of the bravest and most resilient young women I have ever met. You are of great value, not to be wasted or treated carelessly. Everyone at Leyden is incredibly proud of you, and we wish you nothing but the best in all you do. Congratulations. And finally, I'd like to introduce you to Isaac Pedroza. When I was speaking with Isaac, he told me he has always had a deep fascination with outer space, the stars, and the planets. The very first book he remembers reading was on this subject. He said there is so much more out there than this little blue planet we live on. Before Isaac was born, his parents were living in Mexico. His mother has a college degree and was a teacher there. However, they longed for more opportunities, so they moved to the United States. Isaac's father found work in construction, and his mother used her educational experiences to become an aide in a school district. Before Isaac was born, his parents, along with his older brother Joshua, moved back to Mexico so that he could be born with dual citizenship. They stayed there until Isaac was 2 years old. After a brief time in Berwyn, his family settled in Melrose Park. Isaac attended Scott School and Manheim Middle School. He remembers lifting weights with his friends so that they could all get big. He also remembers getting together to play video games. While he was in elementary school, his mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. At that time, he didn't understand the severity of that situation. With great doctors and health care, I'm happy to report that his mother is doing well after 9 years of treatment. When Isaac got to middle school, he had what he called a slacking mentality. His grades were not great. He remembers learning more about cancer in his classes and finally realizing what could have happened with his mother. Those two situations collided one day at parent-teacher conferences. Teacher after teacher reported that he was underperforming, and Isaac dreaded going to his last teacher, his math teacher. Expecting the worst, the teacher actually reported that Isaac was getting an A. He clearly remembers looking at his mother and seeing a huge smile spread across her face. He went home that night, and the memory of making her proud made him want to do more of that. He began being more deliberate in doing every bit of his homework. His teachers started referring to him as a perfectionist in his classes. In 7th grade, he met Mr. Svensson, his science teacher. Isaac was encouraged to ask questions, and he longed to learn more about the natural world. Now, I personally can't tell you one thing I learned in 7th grade science. Isaac was able to recount one of Mr. Svensson's first lessons about clouds and their different types and compositions. Where Isaac already had an interest in science and math, this class sparked a passion that had him ready for liftoff at Leyden. However, that takeoff was delayed due to his placement scores coming out of 8th grade. He admits to not being a great test taker, and his scores placed him in courses freshman year that were not as challenging as he thought he was capable of. He worked hard that year, took advantage of some summer opportunities, and when he returned for sophomore year, he was in 3 honors courses and a pre-engineering course. By 2nd semester, he was taking 2 math classes and 2 science classes. In one of those classes, he met Mr. Sikorsky. Isaac said that his first impression of him was, "This man is crazy." He brought energy and a sense of humor to the classroom and can brighten up anyone's day. Isaac told me that he was personally intimidated by social interaction with others he didn't know. After seeing Mr. Sikorsky's ability to connect with others, he desired to be more like him. So he started joining clubs, a lot of clubs. Isaac has been a member of the engineering team, math team, service club, student council, Future Business Leaders of America, Principia, and even the tennis team this year. By junior year, Isaac was in AP Physics 1, AP Statistics, and Honors Pre-Calculus. And then in his senior year, he took AP Chemistry, AP Calculus, and AP Physics 2. Isaac was named the Student of the Month by both the PE and Math departments. He was on the High Honor Roll all 4 years. He earned both a Path to Excellence Award and a Helen St. John Award, and he received the President's Award for Educational Excellence. The student who had been a slacker in grade school was now completing the hardest classes our nation offers to high school students. The kid who was uncomfortable interacting with others was elected by his peers to be their homecoming king and their prom king this year. I think that rocket has blasted off, and it's pointed directly at the engineering school at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. On his way there, Isaac earned $15,000 in scholarships. Isaac plans to pursue a career in aerospace engineering with the hopes of working on rockets, spacecraft, and satellites. More than his career, Isaac told me that he wants to give back to the world. His parents gave up so much to come to the U.S. to give him opportunities, and he wants to repay them in any way he can. Leyden's Service Club instilled in him a desire to take care of others and do service without expectations of reward. Isaac, people often talk about opportunities ahead of someone by saying, the sky's the limit. I think for you, the sky is just the beginning. I'm proud that Leyden was able to be part of your journey, and we cannot wait for you to take the universe by storm. Best of luck to you. Speaking on behalf of all of us at Leyden, to all of our graduates tonight, it's been an honor to be part of your journey. Enjoy the road you are on. When you come to an intersection and you need to turn one way or other, please make the right choices. Keep your focus on your ultimate destination, whatever that might be. We are so proud of all of you today. We wish you nothing but the best in your lives. And remember, no matter where you go and no matter what you do, you will always be a Leyden Eagle. Thank you.
Now presenting a video tribute from the class of 2019 to the ones who've helped them the most.
Being this close to graduation is such a bittersweet moment because I'm so excited to see where life gets to take me, but at the same time I'm so sad to leave such an amazing school like Leyden and all the amazing teachers that I've had.
This is 4 years in the making, and I can't believe how the time flew by so fast, and I'm just very excited for how my future unfolds past Leyden.
I could not have gotten to this point without Dr. Ruffalo. His mentorship has really helped me through my 2 years at Leyden. He has really helped me grow, and through his tough love, I've been able to grow as a person because he knows when I'm not doing my best, and he pushes me to give it my all.
I would not have gotten to this point without my brother. He's just a solid figure in my life that just drove me to become a better person.
One person I could not have gotten to this point without is Ms. Gudex. I had her sophomore year for AP Seminar, and freshman year I was really lost. So then coming into sophomore year, she really helped me see my full potential, and she pushed me to always work harder so that I was able to build a lot of confidence.
I would like to thank my older brother and my older sister for finishing these 4 years before me and being able to really help me out and guide me as well. Especially you, Alexis, always reminding me, all these deadlines, always to apply to colleges, and really just being the best older sister out there.
I'd like to thank my parents, my mom and my dad. They've been hardworking since day one. They've been trying to make sure I get the best possible life here in America since they moved here. I've been able to witness how hard they work, and being able to graduate from high school moves me a step closer to being able to get the future that they wanted for me. And I hope that one day I'll be able to repay them for all the hard work and all that they've done for me.
I know I never say this, but I'm very grateful for all the things that my parents have done for me, from all the countless marching band practices or the countless rides that I needed over the 4 years at Leyden. Thank you for all the support.
I know I never say this, but I love you, Christy, for always being there for me and supporting me ever since preschool.
I know I never say this, but I love you, Jackie. Thank you for everything that you've done for me, and you're always there for me, even though I don't say it enough, but you've really been such a big help to me.
Tengo que dar las gracias a mis padres y a mi hermano y mi hermana por apoyarme por todo lo que han sido. Ustedes me hicieron la persona que yo soy ahora.
Cảm ơn gia đình của con lúc nào ủng hộ cho con, và cũng cảm ơn ba mẹ của con lúc nào cũng lo cho con ăn học. Con sẽ gắng học giỏi cho mami và ba.
Mama i tata, dziękuję za wszystko, co dla mnie zrobiliście.
Abuelo y abuela, nunca voy a olvidar todas las cosas que hicieron por mí. Gracias por todo y los quiero mucho.
Now presenting our commencement addresses are two outstanding top 10 students, Marco Antonio Guzman Hernandez, followed by Jacqueline Quinones.
Seniors, take a look around. You made it. After 4 consecutive years of seemingly never-ending work, long late nights, and endless Twitter scrolling, you've reached the culminating point of your high school career, graduation. At times when this accomplishment seemed infinite years away, with the blink of an eye, here we are gathered in cap and gowns, ready to receive a simple, fancy-looking paper. I want you guys to realize that it really is just that, a paper. Graduating is a big accomplishment, don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be the biggest accomplishment we ever experience in life. High school was never about this moment right here. High school was about growing, maturing, and figuring out who you are as a person. I can almost guarantee that the person sitting in that seat right now is not the same person who walked into freshman orientation on August 6, 2015. You might think this is the best thing you'll ever experience in life, but you're wrong. I'm not gonna miss high school. Sure, I'm gonna miss some of the people I've come across in the last 4 years, but I'm never gonna wish to come back, because in reality, we're just getting started. Most of us have never truly been on our own, completely independent. Most of us have been under the guidance of our parents or some guardian up to this point. But now, everything really is up to you. You decide what time you're gonna wake up. You decide what you're gonna eat today. You decide if you're gonna go to the gym or not. You decide whether you're gonna work your butt off every single day to make sure you're the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Every little decision you can ever think of is under the jurisdiction of nobody else but you. For some, this is an exciting moment, finally being free and able to enjoy life in the way you know how to enjoy it. However, for others, this moment can be a scary realization. In the last 4 years, I've been in the hospital over 10 times, undergone 3 surgeries, and almost went blind in my right eye. I never predicted that, and that all happened within 4 years. We have years upon years of experiences left, and not a single one of us knows what's gonna happen. Nobody's 100% able to predict where they will be 10, 20, or even 30 years from now. And I'm just gonna let you know right now, the world is a bully. Some of you already know that, some of you don't. The world is gonna beat you in ways you cannot fathom until you are on your knees asking yourself who you truly are and what you're doing with your life. It's gonna test you in ways that no math test can ever test you. But you know what? It's all good. We're straight. Because while you're down at your lowest point with your head hung low, you're gonna look up, get up, and don't ever, ever give up. You're gonna look at the world straight in its face and tell it you're stronger than anything it can throw at you. You're gonna look at the world and say you're way too determined to let it take your dignity from you. You're gonna look at the world and using your talents, skills, and intellect, tell it that you're gonna be the most successful and hardworking person that ever set foot on this earth. Don't ever settle for anything but the best. Make a difference in this world in a way only you know how. Be able to one day sit down and reflect on your life with no regrets and tell yourself, I did that. Be hungry, be happy, and be humble. Don't ever forget where you came from and where the world saw you mold into the amazing adult you will become. Don't ever forget your home here at West Leyden, where we saw the school literally transform, where we ate way too many Bosco sticks and cookies, and where we used to hang out every single day by the main eagle. With that being said, congratulations to the West Leyden graduating class of 2019, the best goddamn class that ever roamed the halls. It was a fun ride. Make your family and friends proud. Go Eagles!
Good evening, students, teachers, staff, friends, and family. I want to start off by saying congratulations to the West Leyden class of 2019. After 4 seemingly never-ending years, we made it. I am proud of each and every one of you, as is everyone in this building. Coming into high school was kind of like falling down the rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland, an entry into the unknown. Just like Alice, we had to grow up and mature in this confusing world full of twists and turns and ups and downs. Standing at 4'9", I might not have done much physical growing throughout my time at Leyden, but I definitely grew mentally and learned some important lessons, as we all did throughout the years. Tonight, I want to share with my classmates 3 of the biggest lessons high school taught me, in hopes that you will remember them and allow them to guide you in your future endeavors. Lesson number 1. Nothing in life is certain, so don't expect it to be. We went through high school with everything carefully planned out for us, from having our days structured into 45-minute periods to a limited option for courses to take every year. However, this organized feeling began to disappear when we began the post-secondary planning process. We simply didn't know. What will life look like after high school? The questions about the future were abundant. I assure you all that the rest of our lives will be this way. We will live in uncertainty and discomfort, but that is where we learn the most and pick up bits and pieces of ourselves. So if you ever find yourself lost, embrace it, take risks, be bold, As the Cheshire Cat put it, if you don't know where you are going, any road can take you there. The era of having the next steps carefully planned out for us is over, so be fearless as you go through life. Let your curiosity take you places, and you will see that you will end up where you are meant to be, even if there are some wrong turns along the way. Lesson number 2, life is full of adversity, and nothing is perfect. I think something we can all agree on is that these 4 years were nothing like High School Musical. We spent more time stressing than we did dancing on tables. Standing up here, you might have a certain perception of what I am like. You may think that I am some sort of genius or that I aced every single test in high school. Truth is, I failed more than I would like to admit. I'm not perfect, but neither are you. You will face difficult times over and over again, but stay motivated, passionate, and you will overcome. As the king in Alice in Wonderland said to the White Rabbit, begin at the beginning and go on till you come to an end, then stop. So always finish what you started, stay persistent, and you will prevail against the challenges stacked against you. Lesson number 3, be you, always, nothing more and nothing less. As Alice changed throughout the course of the movie, she asked herself, who in the world am I? We all went through high school trying to find ourselves, finding our taste in music, forming our beliefs, putting the puzzle together to figure out just exactly who we are, and we may not have always felt accepted for it. We are growing up in a world full of false and unattainable standards, but I encourage you all to continue being yourselves and accepting others for who they are, regardless of religion, skin color, sex, race, etc. If there is one thing I learned in high school, it is that you are the happiest when you are yourself. So with these lessons having been shared, go on and become the person you want to be. One door closed for 1,000 more to open. Follow your dreams no matter how big. Surround yourself with people who support you and would interrupt their graduation speech to promote your song. So go stream Amigos y Amor by Kimberly Silva on Spotify. Lastly, I want to give a huge thank you to the West Leyden teachers and staff, especially Dr. Ruffalo, Mr. Vasquez, Ms. Henning, Mr. Zwickert, and Ms. Gudex. Without you guys, I truly wouldn't be up here. So thank you so much. Thank you to my best friends, Ella, Valeria, Becca, Giselle, Kimberly, and Destiny, and their families for the endless support. I love you all. Thank you to my siblings, Leo and Jenny, for being my role models. I hope to be at least half of what you both are. Y gracias a mis padres, Esperanza y Leonardo, ustedes hicieron un sacrificio muy grande de venir a un nuevo país y son la razón por cual estoy aquí en el escenario. Desde un ranchito chiquito para todo el mundo, esto es para ustedes. Thank you.
Under the direction of Miss Stacy Cunningham, the chamber singers will now perform a Leyden graduation tradition this day.
This day is fleeting when it slips away. Not all our money can buy back this day. So let us pray that we might be a friend before this day is spent. Oh, this day we're capture the time. Let us share love. Let us share God. Before this day is gone, gone. Before this day is gone.
Thank you. Mr. Ignofo, it is with great pleasure that I assure you that the members of the class of 2019 seated before us have met the requirements established by the Board of Education and are eligible to receive their diplomas. For the acceptance of the class by the President of the Board of Education, Mr. Gregory Ignofo.
Thank you. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here tonight. This is an exciting time as we celebrate another milestone in the lives of these fine young men and women, Leyden's newest alumni. They are our Leyden pride. Graduates, on page 2 of your book titled Enjoy the Ride, it says, throughout your high school experience and life, things can take sudden turns. Life can be one hell of a ride, like a roller coaster, really. And then it finishes with, the only thing you can really do is sit back and enjoy the ride. Well, I would say yes and no. While it is true that life does have sudden turns, the setup before, during, and after the turns are mostly controlled by you, the individual. You are here tonight as honored graduates because you didn't just sit back and enjoy the ride, at least not all the time. You rose up to countless challenges, persevered through all kinds of adversity, and achieved your goals. And yes, you also did just sit back and enjoy your high school experiences, as you should have. But make no mistake, you did this with a commitment to yourself, your families, and the Leyden community that you were going to succeed. So something that I hope you will always remember is that you have influenced so many, including myself, in what it takes to achieve goals. I would imagine that for the most part, you didn't realize when or how you had influenced others. So let me give you an example. A few years ago, I rediscovered running after a 9-year absence. Early on, I would go to Gwynn Park, where I would struggle between a fast walk and a rather than something I used to. The girls' track team was forever. Something that gets me to refocus when things get difficult. About 30 feet ahead of me were 3 girls. Passed me up, and when they were starting to pass the other 3, one of the 2 girls simply opened her hand and gently placed it on the back of one of the slower runners. That genuine and simple image of influence has stayed with me as vividly today as when I first saw it. I use it when I'm struggling to pick up my running pace or with any other challenge. So you see, you didn't just sit back and enjoy the ride. Your influence on others and myself what has made the ride enjoyable, and I thank you. Now, it is time to acknowledge those who have impacted your lives, those who have had a hand in forming your character. Some you have known, some who have been alongside you since birth, and some that you've come to know at Leyden, and some you have never met. But each has played an essential role in your lives. Leyden encourages our students to dream the dream and provides them with the tools and opportunity to live the dream. But there are only a few that have stood up and defended the dream. Would all those here who have worn our country's uniform please stand so that we may have the opportunity to thank you for your service? Army, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard veterans, Air Force veterans, please stand and be acknowledged. Where are our veterans? Thank you. You make this possible. And please remember that Monday, May 27th, is Memorial Day, a day to remember those who have given their lives in defense of freedom, including several of our own Leyden alumni. And a special thank you to the Leyden community's first responders. They are on the front line every single day, protecting us and keeping us safe. Would all of our first responders, police, fire, and especially Officer John Pasoli, please rise that we may thank you as well. Where are our first responders? Doesn't matter what community you're in. Thank you. Along with several thank yous, graduation is also a time to say some goodbyes. Jackie Quinones, where's Jackie at? Jackie, can you stand? I don't know where you're at. There you are, right here. Last August, Jackie and Joe Sanchez from East were sworn in as Leyden student board members. Through their participation in school events, attendance at board meetings, and their many other commitments, Jackie and Joe have brought your voice to the highest level of decision-making. When the Board of Education needs to make a decision about what's best for kids, we turn to Jackie and Joe for their input, and they have represented you very well. Jackie, thank you for your commitment to Leyden, the long hours, your valuable insight and collaboration. We will miss you. Thank you. Graduates, the rest of the people that I will acknowledge have one single common purpose, and that is to provide you with the best possible high school education with an abundance of quality experiences for you to grow physically, academically, and emotionally. Remember, if it wasn't for you, the student, Leyden High Schools simply would not exist. We believe that Leyden High Schools provides the best possible education for our students with a wide variety of opportunities, and that each individual student has unique talents, and those unique talents need to be identified, nurtured, and honed. Although they are small in numbers, their impact is immense. Leyden High Schools enjoys the best team of administrators in any school district, anywhere. Administrators, thank you for your vision, your passion, and your consistent vigil over our most precious asset, our kids. Thank you, administrators. Now, I've been out of school for 45 years, but I can still remember many of my high school teachers. I can remember them because they had such an impact in my life. It wasn't until I got a bit older that I was able to truly see that my teachers, like yours, made a commitment to providing me with the very best educational experiences. Not just in what I was going to be tested on, but all the tools I was going to need going out into the world. I remember feeling their frustration when I didn't perform as I should have, their encouragement, guidance, and patience as they worked with me to achieve my goals. and their pride when I succeeded. I remember them because they made a commitment to me not just as a student, but as a person. So 45 years from now, when you come back for a reunion and walk the halls of West, you will reminisce not just about each other. You will, without a doubt, also talk about all the teachers that made a commitment to you as a person, and in doing so, have impacted your life. Ladies and gentlemen, could we have the faculty rise one more time and take a bow? Ladies and gentlemen, the West Leyden faculty. Thank you. Thank you to Ken Reyes and your staff for your tireless commitment to the Leyden community and for providing an excellent facility for us to work and learn. Thank you, Ken. There are many others who work tirelessly for the success of Leyden students. Our support staff, security staff, aides, bus driver, cooks, who all play an essential role in the education and well-being of Leyden students, and so often go unrecognized for their vital contributions. Your collective efforts and your commitment to the Leyden family have helped to bring these fine young men and women here today. Thank you. Leyden certainly wouldn't be Leyden if it wasn't for all of the volunteers, those loyal eagles who consistently give their time and talents and resources so young men and women like these graduates can have extra opportunities. Thank you to the volunteers. Last, but certainly not least, a very special thank you to your neighbors, the taxpayer. We are very grateful that the Leyden community continues to support the innovative programs for the benefit of our students. Thank you, taxpayers. Graduates, while a thank you is nice and appreciated, I can tell you with certainty that what is truly desired of you is that you lead healthy, happy, and productive lives, that you remember how you were helped, and that you continue to help others, and that you enjoy the ride. To the families of these new Leyden alumni, thank you for allowing us to be part of their lives. We share with you the commitment to excellence for their success and hope that we have met and exceeded your expectations. Dr. Bonuma, Dr. Poliak, on behalf of the Board of Education, it is with an abundance of Leyden pride that I accept these fine young men and women as Leyden High School's newest alumni, the West Leyden class of 2019. They bring honor to themselves, their families, and the entire Leyden community. Thank you.
And now, a request from the class of 2019, presented by two top 10 students, Ella Wojtasik and Valeria Cruz.
One of us, we would like to make this special request. As the names of the graduates are announced, please hold your applause so that all of the names can be heard in an equal and fair manner. With your help, we look forward to making this a most meaningful and respectful ceremony. Thank you.
Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación de la clase de 2019. Mis compañeros se unen conmigo para agradecer la presencia de nuestras familias, amigos y maestros que han venido para honorarnos esta noche. Por ser una ocasión tan especial para cada uno de nosotros, queremos hacerle una petición muy importante. Favor de no aplaudir mientras anuncian los nombres de los graduados. De esta forma, todos los nombres podrán ser escuchados de igual manera. Con su ayuda, lograremos que esta ceremonia sea muy
significativa y respetable. Gracias.
Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Val. Thank you for sharing the request of the class of 2019 with our parents. Parents and friends, I hope you take to heart what was just said by Ella and Val. Oftentimes, that request lasts for a while before someone breaks the silence, and then everyone decides to follow. Of course, that would not happen with the parents of the class of 2019. We want tonight to be an evening to remember for each of our graduates. As you're tempted to clap and yell, remember that we need you as a part of our team to make this night special. Every graduate in front of us deserves to hear their name called. Thank you.
Gracias, señor Sheros. Padres y amigos, espero que tomen en serio lo que se dijo. A veces esta petición dura un rato y luego alguien rompe el silencio y otros siguen. Queremos que esta noche sea especial para cada estudiante. Cada graduado merece oír su nombre y por eso pedimos que aplaudan al fin de la ceremonia. Gracias.
And now the part that you've been waiting for. Class of 2019, please prepare for graduation. Presenting our diplomas tonight will be two of our board members, Jelena and Mia.
Our Rich Drobny and Miss Martha Martinez. Assisting with tonight's graduation ceremony are 4 students from the class of 2020. Felix Celestino, Diane Santos, Kiara Valenzuela, and Gabrielle Sarmiento.
Jacqueline Quiñones.
Marco Antonio Guzmán Hernández.
Valeria Isabela Cruz Pavón.
Uzbieta Anana Viota Shek.
Jessica Rangel Galera.
Andrea García.
Gabriela Hurtado.
Christy Bui.
Jimmy Bowie.
Ricardo Pedraza Vargas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you West Leyden's class of 2019 top 10 students. Abigail Aceves,
Jordi Joel Aceves,
Jesús Ali Acosta Rodríguez,
Juan Manuel Adame,
Anthony Giovanni Aguilar,
Emily Aguilar,
Joana Aguirre Rosales,
Ricardo Álamo,
Alexandra Alanis,
Alan Alanis,
Alexis Abraham Alatorre,
Ariana Marie Alba,
Luis Darío Aldana Morales,
Shane Douglas Allen,
Michelle Almanza,
Emanuel Enrique Almendares,
Jason Eugene Alvarado,
Justin Alvarado,
Melina Álvarez,
Víctor Hugo Álvarez,
Raji Paul Tiano Amión,
Carlos Michel Anaya,
Alan Braxton Arce,
Araceli Argomanis,
Edgar Arias,
Steve Guadalupe Ariza Centeno,
Dennis Josué Arreaza,
Kitia Vianey Ávila Rodríguez,
Ana Berta Avina,
Jacqueline Ayala,
Leslie Baez,
Ariana Maria Balzi,
Sincere Demetrius Bartley,
Adriana Bastida Castillo,
Yulisa Becerra,
Emma Ruby Birchie,
Anthony Peter Bialchek,
Sierra Marie Bigger,
Alexander Blackenary,
Christian Joseph Borges,
Precious Angel Bowling,
Connard Richard Brown,
Gabrielle Faith Brown,
Clarissa Bueno,
Asiel Bueno,
Asiel Burciaga,
Cristian Bustamante,
Jessica Marie Bustamante,
Fernan Timson Kabibi,
Uriel Cabral,
Osvaldo Cabrera López,
Natalie Caldera,
Melissa Marie Calderón,
Austin Joseph Kalfa,
Noemí Calzada Ramírez,
Gerardo Camarillo,
Héctor Camarillo,
Evelyn Canelo,
Axel Arián Cárdenas,
Eric Flores Carpinteiro,
Omar Carreño,
Ramiro J. Carreño,
Andy Carrera,
Daniel Carrera Jr.,
Desi Carrera,
Gabriel Carrera,
Jonathan Carrera,
Noemí Carreto,
Gonzalo Rodríguez Carrillo,
Fernanda Casas Favela,
Noemí Ashley Castañeda,
Axel Ricardo Castillo,
Gerardo Castillo,
Javier Celis,
Ada Lucía Cervantes,
Estefanía Cervantes Vega,
Christopher Giovanni Céspedes,
Luke Daniel Chaires,
Giselle Chávez,
Jacob Chávez,
Janet Chávez,
Mark Chávez,
María Chávez Ramos,
Alejandro Contreras López,
Laisha Jazmín Cornejo Rosas,
Fernando Corona,
Lisette Nicole Corona,
Carla Natalie Corona Huerta,
Destiny Lisette Corral,
Paola Victoria Corral,
Clara Alexia Cortés,
Giselle Cortés,
Sergio Román Covarrubias Flores,
José Alejandro Cruz,
Joseph Patrick Servinsky,
Jillian Irene Dalberitz,
Tracy Sharub Davis,
José Antonio de Santiago,
Stephanie Diaz,
Oscar Díaz,
Amberly Joe Diener,
Marco Antonio Díaz Brito,
Brooke Lynn Dodgers,
Ahmed El Abadi,
Omar Dorado, Haley Marie Ebler,
Alexander Duarte,
Zion Diane Ellis,
Maj El Barbari,
Evelyn Noelia Espinosa Merino,
Eric Giovanni Escobedo,
Mario Esquivel Palomino,
Andrés Balfre Espinosa Payán,
Adrián Favela,
Logan Taylor Fafinsky,
Ryan Michael Fontaneta,
Julisa Mireya Feliciano,
Teresa Mary Gallo,
Anaí Galindo Rodríguez,
Bryan Garcia,
Ashley Garcia,
Destiny Garcia,
Carla Garcia,
Jasmine Garcia,
Giselle Garcia,
Leslie Marie Garcia,
Jesús Garcia,
Sergio Garcia,
Maya Alisa Garcia,
Diego Garcia Perez Chica,
Senaí Stephanie Garcia,
Ángel Luis Gómez,
Marcelo Garcia Sandoval,
Christopher Anthony Gonzalez,
Jeremiah Federi Hines,
Jacqueline Gonzalez,
Giselle Andrea Gomez,
Joshua Gonzalez,
Gabriela González,
Caitlin Michelle Gonzalez,
Jennifer González,
Stephanie Nicole Graff,
Juan González el tercero,
Julia Gritz,
Eladio José González Mercado,
Coraima Nayeli Guzmán,
Neva Shakti Granados,
Julián Emanuel Guzmán,
Alex Guzmán,
Rafael Guzmán,
Génesis Nicole Guzmán,
Adán Heredia,
Kiaralín Guzmán,
Diana Laura Hernández,
Daquan Maurice Harris,
Francisco Hernández,
Aaliyah Ebony Hernández,
Ivana Esmeralda Hernández,
Eduardo Hernández,
Ulises Javier Hernández,
Germán Hernández,
Adelín Hernández Montaño,
Nayeli Victoria Hernández,
Stephanie Lisbeth Herrera,
Citlali Hernández Barrón,
Natalie Jacinto Barrientos,
Miguel Herrera Jr.,
Luis Jaime Villanueva,
Isabel Talon Ivy Radel,
Ashley Jiménez,
Ryan David Jaffrey,
Christopher Jimenez Carrillo,
Samantha Javier,
Albongel Alcantara Johnson,
Joshua Isaac Jimenez,
Maria Elena Juarez,
Alina Socorro Johansson,
Tan Lee,
Anthony Cleavon Jones Jr.,
Alan Lithenthal,
Eliana Elizabeth Kinney,
Terrence Jaden Lloyd,
Anaí León Merino,
Jennifer Lopez,
Nicholas Julian Legucas,
Jorge Lopez,
Edith Guadalupe Lopez,
Hannah Joan Laredo,
Jonathan Alexis Lopez,
Jesus Mancha Gomez,
Lisette Lopez,
Daniel Marquez,
Edward John Lewis,
Alexander Javier Martinez,
Isaac Maldonado,
Carlos Daniel Martinez,
Alexa Marquez,
Rubén Iván Martinez,
André Danilo Martinez,
Fernando Martinez Cuenca,
Diego Martinez,
Cristian Rey Medina Martinez,
Yamilex Martinez,
José Méndez,
Odalis Medina,
Cecilia Mesa Covarrubias,
Javier Eduardo Mena,
Jonathan Ángel Miranda,
Gerardo Merino,
Jessica Mojica,
Natalia Carolina Mindovich,
Lashai Cortez Moore,
Rudy Jake Moctezuma,
David Ismael Morales,
Marco Montero,
Leslie Yesenia Mundo Hernández,
Jocelyn Mora,
Leonardo Muñoz,
Karen Morales,
Roxeli Navarrete,
Amanda Muñiz,
Jennifer Negrete,
Laura Muñoz,
David Ángel Núñez,
José Ledale Navarrete Cooper,
Nicholas Anthony O'Donnell,
Emily Nugent,
Guillermo Oliveros,
Daniel Jacob O'Brien,
Yareli Ontiveros,
Juliet Ocon,
Deandra Ortiz,
Uriel Alejandro Olmos Silva,
Milenka Ortiz,
Luis Eduardo Ortiz Núñez,
Juan Alfonso Padilla,
Savannah Nicole Owens,
Marina Padilla,
Kelsey Padilla,
Jennifer Parral,
Shivani Parekh,
Isaac Pedrosa,
Eileen Cecilia Pasos,
Christopher Moses Perez,
Adrián Peralta,
Pablo Pérez Aquino,
José Miguel Pérez,
Melissa Pozos,
Claudia Elizabeth Pineda,
Alexis Marie Pounders,
Giovanna Rose Posamaro,
Stanley David Senchek,
Madison Elizabeth Pounders,
Evelyn Ramirez,
Haslin Marie Ramirez,
Miguel Ángel Ramírez,
Victoria Ramirez,
Adrián Santiago Ramos,
Aurelia Ramos,
Itzel Rayo,
Giovanni Saldiera,
Rebeca Marie Recinos,
Osvaldo Resendiz,
Stephanie Reyes,
Eliab Jonathan Reyes Corral,
Marco Antonio Rico,
Brandon Ismael Ríos,
Mayra Lisette Rivas,
Carlos Fabián Rivera,
Isaiah Rivera,
Yasmín Rivera,
Marilu Rivera,
Sofía Liliana Rivera,
Jason Rivero,
Kavori Shamar Robinson,
Saúl Robles Gurrola,
Ramón Rocha Herrera,
Iván Rodea,
Itzel Rodríguez,
Omar Rodríguez,
Christopher Gabriel Rojas,
Jaden Solel Rojas,
Olga Noemí Romero,
Bill Romero Diaz,
Nina Solena Ruiz,
Alexis Summer Roy,
Ángela Salazar,
Gianna Sea Cachetti,
Armani Salgado,
Giovanni Saldirna,
Gabriela Sánchez,
Bartolomé Jakub Saminsky,
Elizabeth Sánchez,
Ingrid Sanchez,
Titania Scarlett Sánchez,
Ramon Adriel Sanchez,
Nina Marie Elizabeth Sansoni,
Vicente Antonio Sanchez,
Claudia Dominica Sarat,
Jazmín Jessica Santoyo,
Alejandra Sida,
Nathan Oscar Saucedo,
Tyler George Skadau,
Kimberly Carolina Silva,
Christopher Solano,
Suela Sofía Smith,
Andrew Sapt,
Iván Solís,
Hayden Nicholas Saltis,
Alexis Soto,
Julian Tapia,
Jared Michael Saltis,
Daniel Arbelto Toral,
Carlos Iván Toral,
Bryan Torres,
David Torres,
Tin Quoc Tran,
Víctor Manuel Torres,
Adrián Isaías Trujillo,
Sueta Trivedi,
Raúl Valdés,
Nayeli Isabel Valdés,
Jacob Malachi Vega,
Sofía Vanegas Nonato,
Roberto Velasco,
Ivette Saraí Velarde Angulo,
Valerie Alejandra Vigil,
David Vidal Lima,
Yulisa Villegas,
Alexis Villagrán,
Jesús Villegas Gamboa,
Roberto Chagoya Villegas,
Tristan Douglas White,
Cristina Ileana Wenzel,
Juan Manuel Yáñez Calderón,
Crystal Rose Whitehead,
Maya Zachenyik, William Michael Samani, Yasmin Cesari,
A big round of applause for all of our graduates. We thank all of those who were part of the ceremony this evening. A special thank you to our music department for the beautiful music provided tonight. As we start the recessional, we ask the audience to remain seated until the graduates have exited. You can meet them in the lobby. And now, will the class of 2019 please stand and face the audience? Move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, you're now an alumni of West Leyden High School. Go ahead and celebrate. Congratulations, and again, thank you everyone for coming tonight. Have a good night.